best education ever is exposure.
Exposure.
Because
Great.
if I should tell you that when I was in the village, even though I aspired to go to the university, but that exposure wasn't there. I didn't start all these things that I've been doing, advocacy in the village. All from Akuma and Suiti, you know? All from Akuma and Suiti. Yo! Ope, oje kaso bua, ilawu. Okay.
What's up, lovely people? Y'all know how we do it. Soon your guan wagwan. Today we'll be talking about Akumesu Yiti. Our main focus is Akumesu Yiti. And I'm here again with the voice of Akumesu Yiti, John Nate, aka Village Boy.
Yeah, man.
Soon your guan.
Wagwan.
Charlie, what's up?
Alright, Charlie, I did with yourself.
I'm also fine, you senior most.
Great.
What's popping?
I'm just spying you. I'm just looking at you, you know.
Soon your guan,
Yeah,
Village Boy.
No.
Alright, so today we are focusing on Akumesu Yiti, your hometown. Okay, so what is Akumesu Yiti?
Okay, so thank you for the opportunity. And Akumesu Yiti is a name of a community, a rural community in the Upper Mayako district of the eastern region of Ghana. And you know, the people there are predominantly into agriculture. They farm, so most of them are farmers. So that's what I can say about Akumesu Yiti for now, I think.
All right. So what is the population of Akumesu Yiti?
So with the population wise, it's approximately 1,000 people living there.
1,000 people?
Yes. But due to some other basic necessities that are not available, it has propelled some of the members to leave, you know, like rural urban migration, like, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So majority of them are not in the community, but the rest, we still have quite a number of them, you know, still in the community. Yeah.
Akumesu Yiti.
Yeah.
To the whole world.
To the whole US.
Akumesu Yiti. Village Boy.
No.
I just love how you advocate for your people. That's lovely because it's very difficult to see people showing their backgrounds or talking about their villages or their cottages.
Yeah.
You get it? So Charlie, kudos for that.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so can you talk about how fertile your land is?
Okay, when we talk about fertility of the land, it's I would say fertile. Even though there are rocks, a lot of rocks there, so you might think that, so where do we even get soil to farm? But in between the rocks, when you put anything into the soil, it actually comes out very popping, like it gives you something very beautiful, you know. I'll use this as an example: plantain, banana, like all these things, when they develop and they get matured, they develop fruit, and it will give you a very powerful, organic, very nutritious food. I would say that, yeah. So Akumesu Yiti land is very, very, very fertile, and a lot of the people at my place, they are actually hardworking, so they produce a lot. Yeah.
Okay, so what are some of the things that you are lacking as a village or as a community?
Okay, so with that, we're lacking so many things. I would say the basic social amenities, electricity, potable water, road network, telecommunication network, and health facility. So those are some of the things that is actually, putting us in in some kind like struggle, it's making life unbearable for the people in our community. I'll put it that way.
Okay. So the people of Akuma City, you are into agriculture.
Yeah.
And now that your roads are in a poor state, so how do you transport your goods to the city?
This is a brilliant question. A farmer will go to the farm, produce, sweat, toil on the field, but at the end of the production, bringing it to the house is a problem. And sending it to the market too, it becomes a very bigger challenge. Why? Because like you said, road accessibility is very bad, and our roads are very terrible. Most of the roads that are being constructed over there is by manpower, it's by communal labor, by the people in our community. And how much of energy can you use to channel road? You know what it's involves to come up with something that a vehicle can actually move on it. So it's something that is actually affecting the farmers both, let me say, physically as well as economically. So they invest so much in agriculture, in their farm production, but at the end of the day, they lost as well, because most of their farm produce get perished in the field. Right, and that is very sad. I always say that when the farmers are able to produce and there's accessibility of roads, now people in the cities will not have problem buying things. Why? Because there will not be inflations on the product, because a lot of they will be able to supply much larger quantities to the cities. But you could attest to the fact that right now you go to the market to buy food stuff and it's very expensive. Why? Because those in the villages are not able to access road, send their goods to the market, so that at least there shouldn't be much higher prices on the products. So those things, it's indirectly affecting the cities as well as directly affecting the farmers.
Okay, so do you vote your people?
Yeah, we vote. We take part in the decision making.
And do the politicians do come to your village to solicit for vote?
They do.
So how do they manage to come?
They come with their 4x4, their vehicles. Yeah. Even if the road is terrible, they still find their way to come.
And they don't feel shy.
They don't feel shy. It's one thing is that I'm so sorry to say this. Those in the villages, I'm not saying they are not intelligent, but it's very easy to actually buy the ideas of the people living in the villages. Why? Because most of them are not really exposed to what is actually happening in the world. So if that happens, the one in the city is having that upper hand, or let me say, is having a way bigger knowledge over the one in the village. So the little idea, the little policy they send there, they are able to win their conscience, and at the end of the day, they also vote for them. Yeah.
Okay, so if you are asked to draw a scale of preference, what are the things that you would like to request for?
Okay, this is number one. Number one is road. Yes, because I've been working on projects and those projects have not been successful. Why? Because accessibility.
Can you talk about the projects?
Yeah, like water projects. I've been trying to collaborate with NGOs, but in as much as they also try to involve themselves, accessibility to the road is very poor. So their machines could not even go to the community to do that.
Then that's terrible.
So the number one thing is as good road network. I think with that, a lot of things can follow, because NGOs have the capacity to be able to do some little social intervention in various or underserved communities. So if the road is good, everything will be flowing in and out. With the electricity, if the road is good, the vehicles can actually send their things that it will be involved in putting them on the national grid. They can be able to send it there and give the people the source of power.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I think education too is another factor, because education in our villages is quite low. Like, people are not actually involving themselves when it comes to education. Like, they don't care. And I would say that the best education ever is exposure. Because if I should tell you that when I was in the village, even though I aspired to go to the university, but that exposure wasn't there. I didn't start all these things that I've been doing, advocacy in the village. It didn't even happen, because my thinking is, okay, well, me, if I finish school, I'm so sorry to say this, I'm not going back to the village.
Wow.
until I came to the university and I've been exposed, I gained some kind of knowledge, and going to school is like gaining knowledge, come back, solve problem, and impact lives.
Wow.
Right. So that is the exposure. Like that is what exposure has done to me personally. So exposure is key. I am not saying those in the villages are not having exposure, though, but it is fact. They say travel and see.
Let's see.
Even though as you are even here in Ghana, if you travel to USA and you come back, still you're like it elevates you. Is that not true? You went to China, right?
Yeah.
You've been to China and you've seen the kind of development that is happening in China.
Wow.
So now you coming back to Ghana, you can even tell that these things need to be improved.
Sure.
But when you were here, those things seems to be like they are already like
normal.
that kind of upgrade. There's an upgrade on those things. But after you went there or visited there, came back, you would see that we are just
They're
like
lagging behind.
yes, or maybe we are playing or something like that. So you can say something about that. What you've seen in China.
Maybe in our next video I'll talk about that, my experience in China.
That is nice.
Village boy.
Yeah.
But you are doing the most too.
Thank you.
You're going to Angel TV, Angel FM, and with this same advocacy.
Yeah.
You are doing the most. That's awesome.
I've been trying my
God bless you for working hard for your community.
Definitely. Even this evening, I spoke with my father. It's like you are doing so fantastic. Like you're doing well.
Wow.
And because earlier on, my father wasn't agreeing to this kind of advocacy. Yeah. Why? Because in a village, people have this mentality that when you visit the city, or maybe you are from the university, or you are doing well in society, you go back to your village to support them. You may be, killed, right? Or you may be attacked.
That's superstitious beliefs.
Yeah, that's superstitious. And so I even had that kind of. I confronted my father about it, and I told him that whether he likes it or not, I'm going to continue with this because I believe that helping one another is a blessing. So that is that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Village boy.
Yeah.
I feel you. Wow.
Yeah.
Village boy.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being on this show. Please,
really
final words.
All right. So my final words.
This is your camera.
Okay. So my final words, I would say that we still need support. We still need assistance. We still are advocating for the betterment of our villages, and Akume Nswiti is of no exception. So I would like to encourage individuals, NGOs, philanthropists, governmental agencies to at least listen to the cries of the people at Akume Nswiti. Myself, it's kind of crazy and very, very, discouraging to see someone in a village trying to rise to the top and the person is not even getting the support or the guidance. But through this, I hope that things are going to work. So provision of electricity is going to help the kids, they can actually learn in the night. Provision of telecommunication network can actually help the people, right, to know what's actually happening in the world. Yeah, so we need assistance. That's what I have to say. Yeah, we need.
Okay, so can you say something in your language so that your people watching us can know that this is our boy.
Our boy is here on Jerry show.
Yes.
Okay.
Village boy.
We don't know. Ingano fenogo, ihano fenogo, ata muama. Ibi aji village boy. Heninya ina hebloni ke iwechelo inyimi. Nga Jerry show wange komoye ke ko wako ama anoyam. Nani nga deji ka wahnya boye nga Akume Nswiti wa. Ija go back Akume Nswiti e nyu papa no amanu ebe electricity road network na cheke gbeji. Ngohuling na nga Akume Nswiti anga modi bo seni ko mega gigan ye no. Loke mo hin aban ke ni kakaka ke NGOs anyi na ba ibo han Akume Nsuma. Ne ni cho pe juku cho wi ne pakwa ma te pe anahiyim ne wo se Ghana pay. Epe hene ni cho pe amaba na ba here. I think I'm done with it.
All right.
Do you understand it?
Later you go explain, give me.
Okay.
So no yawa.
Okay.
Serious man.
Sure.
Okay, so viewers, thank you for your time. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for subscribing. God bless you and see you next time. Bye-bye.
We are done.